Did you know that one of history's most famous lovers literally drove herself mad with grief? Or that another romantic tale ended with a queen mummifying her husband? Love isn't always a fairy tale, sometimes it's a nightmare. Throughout history, twisted love stories have shocked society, blurring the lines between passion and madness. These tales of romance gone wrong reveal the unexpected dark turns that love can take. Love, it's supposed to bring joy, fulfillment, and happiness. But what happens when it leads to tragedy instead? How can we understand these historical romances that began with passion but ended in disaster? Today we'll explore how love can be both a blessing and a curse, driving people to extremes that shock the world. We'll see how the line between devotion and obsession can blur, leading to actions that seem unthinkable. From royalty to commoners, no one is immune to love's potential for destruction. These stories challenge our understanding of romance and force us to question, how far would you go for love? Can love truly conquer all, or can it sometimes conquer us? As we delve into these tales, consider how society's view of love has changed over time, and whether these historical figures were victims of their emotions or products of their era. Let's start with Joanna of Castile, nicknamed Juana la Loca, or Joanna the Mad. She fell deeply in love with her husband, Philip the Handsome. But when he died, Joanna refused to bury him. She carried his corpse across Spain for months, even opening the casket to embrace and kiss his decaying body. Her grief-stricken actions led to her being declared insane and imprisoned for the rest of her life. Next, consider the tale of Emperor Pedro I of Brazil and his mistress Domitila. Their affair was so scandalous that Pedro crowned Domitila as his empress at his own wife's coronation. This twisted love triangle rocked the Brazilian court and changed the course of the nation's history. Pedro's obsession with Domitila led to political instability and nearly cost him his throne. These stories show us how love can cloud judgment and lead to actions that have far-reaching consequences, not just for the lovers themselves, but for entire nations. But perhaps the most shocking tale is that of Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Their love affair reshaped the ancient world. When defeat loomed, rather than face capture, they chose to die together. Antony, believing Cleopatra dead, stabbed himself. Dying, he was brought to Cleopatra's monument, where he drew his last breath in her arms. Cleopatra, unwilling to be paraded as a Roman captive, followed him in death, allegedly by the bite of an asp. Their tragic end marked the fall of Egypt to Rome, forever changing the course of history. This moment captivated the imagination of people for centuries, inspiring countless works of art and literature. It shows us the ultimate price some are willing to pay for love. Their story raises questions about the nature of power, loyalty, and the choices we make in the name of love. Was their death a romantic tragedy or a political calculation? The debate continues to this day, showing how these twisted love stories continue to fascinate and perplex us. These twisted love stories remind us that romance isn't always simple. They show us how love can drive people to extremes, blurring the lines between passion and madness, and sometimes even changing the course of history itself. What do you think about these shocking love stories? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this dive into history's dark side of romance, check out our video on mysterious disappearances throughout history. The link is in the description. Don't forget to subscribe for more historical tales that will leave you amazed.